Here's an easy tutorial on how to make a blanket for your anemic Chihuahua.
This is my dog, and just like me, she is always cold. Her favorite activities include hiding under a warm blanket or even my warm laundry when I'm trying to fold it.
Disclaimer, no, my dog isn't actually anemic. Anyone with a Chihuahua knows they are always cold as H-E-C-K.
But anyway, without further ado, let's get started.
So first off, you're going to need a crochet hook. For this project in particular, I'm using a 5.5 millimeter hook, but it honestly depends on your yarn. For this project, I will be using this red yarn from Loops and Threads. This is the back of the label, and on it says the size yarn, which is medium 4, and then the hook size recommended, which is 5.5 millimeters, which is what we'll be using. And lastly, you're just going to need any pair of scissors and a yarn needle to weave in your ends. The piece of yarn connected to your yarn ball is going to be the long end, and then just the end of the string is going to be considered the short end. So to start your loop, first you're going to grab your yarn with your thumb and your middle finger, and then you're going to loop that over your index finger. And then you're going to kind of tie it around your fingers like that, but this time you're going to put it over, and you're going to kind of cross it over your fingers, and then just let it hang. So on the back side of your fingers, there should be 2 parallel lines, and on this side, there should be an X. Now you're going to take your hook, and you're going to put it under the first one, grab the second, and twist. You see how I'm twisting? You see how I grabbed it and I twist? And now you're going to have something like this. You're going to take your fingers out, grab the short end, grab the long end, and you're going to pull. Just until it tightens around your hook. Now, the short end's going to come down. And to hold your work with your 3 fingers, you're going to kind of grab onto this. And this is going to leave you kind of with like a Nike check mark kind of. You're going to twist that onto your finger like we did last time. And with these 2 fingers left, you're going to grab onto the end of your work. Now, to start chaining, we're going to kind of do the same motion as before. You're going to put your yarn onto your hook, and then to be able to pull it through the loop, you're going to kind of point the like pointy part of it should be close to the knot right here. So just close up, I'll show you. 1, yarn over, pull through. Yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through. Now, the length that you're going to make this depends on the size of your dog. My dog is very small. For reference, this is my dog, and obviously she's very small, so I just am going to make the chain as long as the width of her bed.
Something else to keep in mind is that this will be 100% tailored to the size of your dog. If you're not sure what size to make it, find a reference blanket that is the desired size and take measurements of the width, and make your chain as long as the width of the reference blanket.
Now once you've reached the desired length for your chain, you're going to start and make your next row. I'm going to show you how to start your next row, if that makes sense. So you see how I have a loop on my crochet hook? That does not count as a stitch. So this is your first stitch. They look kind of like braids. Looks kind of like a V. Each little V is another stitch. So we're going to be using a double crochet stitch. So for that you have to yarn over, and then we're going to insert to 1 to the second loop. Insert your hook, yarn over, pull through, And see how you have 3 loops on your hook? You're going to, again, yarn over, just like when you were chaining, and pull through only 2 loops. And now you have 2 loops still on your hook. And you're going to yarn over, pull through. And then that's going to be your first double crochet. Yarn over, insert, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through last 2. One more time. Yarn over, insert your hook, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through the last 2. Now, you're going to do that for the entirety of the chain. And once you're on your last stitch, you're gonna, same thing. Yarn over, insert, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. To start a new row, you're gonna turn your work. So now you're gonna chain 1, 2, and again, this loop does not count as a stitch, so you're gonna yarn over, and it's technically gonna be the 3rd stitch because the 2 that we chained do not count as a stitch. But for this pattern in particular, you see the little V? We're gonna insert it into the back loop only, so that's gonna be the loop further away from you. And you're gonna yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. And again, you're just gonna keep doing that until you get to the end of your row. To end your last stitch, you're gonna yarn over, insert into the back loop of your last stitch, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through, and then that's going to be our last stitch. You're just going to be repeating those steps of ending a row, starting a row, ending a row, and starting a row until you've reached the desired length. To end your project, you're just going to cut your tail to a reasonable length. Pull your loop. Pull the string through. And then notice how it kind of makes like a loop here. You're going to pull the tail into there. And then pull. And you're done.
JK, you still have to weave in the ends.
Now the last step is to weave our ends. So I'm going to be using my yarn needle. I'm going to thread my yarn through it. Because it's big enough, I just push the yarn in with my nail. And then unlike with thread, you're not going to tie a knot to the end. I really don't have a technique for this part. I kind of just weave it in. And it's important not to skip any stitches, but just kind of loop it into your work. And this is the final product. Thanks for watching.